Hello folks, for the first time in this channel's existence, I actually gave myself a full weekend off, and honestly, I feel a little bit like a new man. This morning I have returned, and just like clockwork, we have indeed received yet another Khazan patch. We've got a fair bit to discuss, there's plenty of changes, new features and additions to improve the overall experience, but there's also a complete absence of certain features and mechanics that were teased, so we are going to get straight into things. Hello Berserkers, as of the 16th of June 2025, we will temporarily suspend the online demo service of the first Berserker Khazan on Steam and PlayStation. The online demo service for Xbox will be suspended at a later date, and the exact schedule will be announced separately. Following steady updates after launch, the difference in game content between the demo version and the full game has grown significantly different. We have therefore come to this decision as we strive to provide a more consistent experience across the board. We will inform you in a separate notice once the online demo is ready again in the future, and thank you for your understanding and patience. Greetings from the first Berserker Khazan. We would like to inform you of the changes coming with the June 16 patch, so please refer to the details below. In regards to the balance adjustments, we're starting with consumables. Regarding the visual effect Light Beam for consumable discovery, we have received feedback that the actual item received felt underwhelming compared to the grade speculated based on this visual effect. To improve the sense of reward and resolve the mismatch between item grade and perceived value, we have adjusted the grade of select consumables, and these changes do not affect the item's drop location or spawn rate. The grade of certain consumables will be adjusted to better reflect their reward value. With these changes, the colour of the visual effect displayed upon discovering consumables will also be updated accordingly. Rare, which is purple, has been changed to uncommon, which is now blue, and all of the items affected by this would be the fire, water, lightning, earth, and poison spirit fuel. The unique items which are red have now been changed to rare, which are now purple, and these items would be the special cleanse potion and the special parchment. For the drop rate increase, defeating bosses within main missions now guarantees a 100% drop rate for set item crafting materials, and the drop rate for the augment of wisdom item has now been increased. You can now acquire more augments of wisdom more easily. In regards to the system changes, we're beginning with the difficulty. Existing difficulty levels have now been renamed. Easy has been renamed to normal, and normal has now been renamed to expert. 2 new difficulty levels have been added. Beginner difficulty, designed for players new to action games, does not take stamina damage when hit. This reduces the value of attribute effects applied upon successful Brink Guard. The character's attack damage increase compared to normal difficulty, deals more damage to enemies compared to normal difficulty. Brutal attacks attack damage increases additionally compared to normal difficulty, and the character's health increases compared to normal difficulty. In regards to the hardcore difficulty, which is designed for players with exceptional skill, greater penalty upon failing reflection, which is a damage taken increase. The character's attack damage increases compared to normal difficulty. Brutal attacks attack damage increases additionally compared to normal difficulty. The character's stamina and defense decreases compared to normal difficulty, and the character's defense decreases compared to the normal difficulty. Completing a playthrough on expert difficulty will display a notification that hardcore difficulty has now been unlocked. You can select hardcore difficulty when starting a new game from the main menu. A tutorial will be shown when starting on hardcore difficulty, and an exclusive camera lock-on perspective will be applied for hardcore difficulty. In regards to the restrictions, you cannot change the difficulty level during a playthrough. You cannot acquire or use the Phantom Form skill. You cannot summon or upgrade the Spirit of Advocacy. You cannot change attributes via Oksana, and you cannot see the enemy's health, stamina, and damage bars. The difficulty selection process has been improved. Launching the game for the first time will display the select difficulty screen, and the previous difficulty selection screen has been removed. A difficulty specific icon will appear on the battle HUD, beginner, normal, expert, or hardcore, and the load and retrieve save data menus now display the selected difficulty for each save. Load and retrieve save data, a new skill preset feature has been added to improve skill tree management. You can save your current skill tree as a preset or load a previously saved one. The skill preset menu can be accessed via the skill tree or manage skills screen. In regards to the key features, the following data is saved within skill presets: the acquired skills, their levels on all pages, skill activation status, and equipped spirit skill status, as well as the equipped spirit skill info, activated passive skills by slot, and other passive skills activation status. Any existing data in the selected preset slot will be overwritten. If any weapon skills are equipped at the time of saving, a warning pop-up will be displayed. Once a preset is selected, a reset button will appear at the bottom of the screen. Resetting the preset clears the slot and deletes the saved data. If no weapon skills are equipped when loading, a pop-up with a warning icon and message will be displayed. You can register an unlimited number of favorites. The most recently favorited preset appears at the bottom and is marked with a favorite icon, and unfavoriting a preset will return it to its original position. And then finally, preset names may be duplicated and can include spaces, numbers, and special characters within a 40-byte limit. To allow easier switching between character setups, a new gear preset feature has been added. You can save gear, shortcut, and skill preset settings as a single preset and load them all at once as you like. The gear preset menu is unlocked alongside the skill tree menu and can be accessed via the gear screen, and you can register up to 10 gear skill presets. In regards to the key features, the settings simply configure details of the selected preset, sets gear and skill presets, displays the name info window and attribute info, and applies the currently equipped status. In regards to register, this simply saves the configured preset. If you exit the gear preset menu without registering, a warning pop-up will appear. In regards to apply, this is simply the selected preset will be applied to your character. Reset is simply once a preset is selected, a reset button will appear at the bottom of the screen. Resetting a preset clears the slot and deletes the saved data. Items that are not owned will be shown in red within registered presets. You cannot switch presets whilst using a skill. Shortcut item settings cannot be adjusted or applied within the training grounds. And within Ultimate Challenge, the gear preset feature is disabled. In regards to the UI and UX improvements, opening cinematics have been added to the following missions: the main missions, Polemian Citadel and Al Ravaka Village, and the side mission, Jar Enthusiasts. For quality of life enhancements, we do have that the gear storage limit has been increased from 100 to now 500 slots. In regards to the encyclopedia, the skills menu now includes skill combo guides for each weapon. As each weapon skill is unlocked, its combo guide will be added to the encyclopedia, and when a new combo guide is added, a system message will now appear. A new HUD option setting has been added to the settings under accessibility. The overall HUD display can now be set to off, always on, simple, or custom. The following options are available when HUD is set to custom. Currency info HUD can be set to off, always on, or simple. Combat info HUD can be set to off, always on, simple, or custom. And the custom detailed options are the health, stamina, spirit, phantom form, common enemy resource, boss, and elite enemy resource, and item hotkey. For the locked on HUD, you can set this to off, always on, or simple. And for the equipped skills HUD, you can set this to off, always on, or simple. In regards to the sorting options, the following sections now support item sorting by name. We have inventory, extract lacrima, change attributes, augment gear, dismantle, sell, and storage. There are major bug fixes from this update that directly affect gameplay, and these would be: we have fixed an issue where unnatural text would display upon reaching the cap for mastery level and experience after first completing the main mission, Imperial Palace. Fixed an issue where after completing certain bonus missions, Khazan had to die in order to proceed to the next phase upon returning to the crevice. Fixed an issue where input was delayed when using brutal attack on Hismar during the boss battle. Fixed an issue where the damage of the finishing blow when using the dual wield skill Gale of Doom would not increase according to the number of times Howling Blade was used. Fixed an issue where the challenge standing alone would be achieved when continuing the game after quitting during a specific section. Fixed an issue where the camera would become fixed and unresponsive when the token exchange shop was used repeatedly. And then fixed an issue where the region name would not display when approaching the Blade Nexus. In regards to improvements, we have improved an issue where progressing through the main mission, Imperial Palace, became impossible if the character died after activating the rotating elevator or exited the elevator whilst it was rotating. You can now resume the mission by resetting the elevator using the lever located outside of the rotating platform. We've improved certain sections in the bonus mission, The Vow, where graphics were being displayed unnaturally, and within settings menu, the description panel on the right side now supports scrolling if text or images exceed the display area. We are constantly monitoring your feedback and will review and apply further improvements as quickly as possible. Thank you. Okay, plenty of quality of life here. We now have presets, item sorting, and a ton of additional features that can enhance the individual experience. The biggest part of this update would have to be the revamp to the difficulty system. We do now have 4 separate difficulties catering to the entire player base. Of course, an easier difficulty, making the game much more accessible, and a much harder difficulty for anyone looking for a new challenge altogether. On these merits alone, this patch is looking very good for the entire player base. However, we do need to acknowledge that certain features are not to be seen here, and I, for one, was under the impression we'd be seeing more than what we've got. To explain, back on the 9th of May, we did receive this huge update from the folks over at Nepal, where they did essentially outline the next couple of months worth of updates. Right towards the end of this update, we have this section right here, which I'll read out right now. Introducing what comes after the next two updates. Yes, that's right. This is a preview of the update that will follow the late May update I just explained above. Since there's still a bit of time left, I will keep it brief for now. Skill balance adjustments for dual wield greatsword and spear, and adjustments to set effect configurations, skill presets, gear presets, increased gear grades, and change weapon scaling, as well as new sorting options, i.e., sorting by name, and a storage expansion. And we are currently targeting a mid-June release for this update. Now, of course, we have seen the skill presets, gear presets, new sorting options, and storage expansion in today's patch. What's not mentioned here is the revamp to the difficulty settings, which we had no idea about, but is, of course, a very much welcome addition. What we do have mentioned is skill balance adjustments and set effect configurations, which, in all fairness, both came in a previous patch, but that does leave us with the increased gear grades and change weapon scaling, which haven't even been mentioned within today's patch. Now, in all fairness, it is clear to see that Nepal may move certain things around. I'd imagine we got the skill balance adjustments and set effect configurations early, due to them not taking as long as Nepal expected, and I'd imagine we haven't seen the additional gear grade or changes to weapon scaling, due to it simply taking longer than anticipated. In most cases, I'd probably be a little bit bummed out by this. However, Nepal have been dropping a patch every 2 weeks or so thus far, so more changes are quite literally just around the corner. Additionally, we've just hit a point in time where we have no outline for the immediate or distant future, so I would imagine that over the coming days or weeks, Sir Jun Ho Lee will be back in touch with us all with more transparency in regards to what we can expect to see down the line. Does seem to be the trend so far, and I don't see any reason why things would change now. So what I mean by all of this is, despite not seeing the specific weapon scaling and gear grade changes, given how much effort and hard work Nepal have been putting in, it's fair to assume we'll just be seeing those changes very shortly instead. Now, of course, there does seem to be no rhyme or reason to Nepal's transparency. Sometimes they show us what's coming weeks in advance, and sometimes it's months. What we do know is, sometime between now and the next update, we will be given a lot more information on what's to come, and as always, I'll be ready and waiting to report right away. Anyway, that is it for this video, folks. I do have a range of guides and news videos on the channel, so of course, do feel free to stop on by and check things out. Otherwise, thanks for watching, folks, and until next time, peace.